by a show of hands, are passionate about your religion? Okay. How many of you, by a show of hands, are passionate about your food? And how many of you, by a show of hands, are passionate about being a vegetarian? Carnivorous contest master. Non-vegetarian Toastmasters. And distinguished meat-eating guests. Being religious can be tough, am I right? But being a vegetarian, I understand what someone who's religious, like the majority of you, are going through. I know what it's like to be proud of my beliefs and want to share them with the world, knocking on people's doors. Have you heard the good news? PETA is launching a new vegan campaign. I know what it's like to question my beliefs. I've laid awake at night, tossing and turning, wondering if it's all worth it. Is it worth eating crackers and grapes at every party? Is it worth making a beeline to the salad bar? I know what it's like to answer the same questions over and over and over again. Nicole, how do you do it? How do you not eat meat? I don't put it in my mouth. No, really, Nicole, how do you resist? I just remember what's at stake. Unintended. Now, just because I am a vegetarian, it doesn't mean that I don't think about meat sometimes. There's something that being religious you go through too. It's called temptation. I'll be out with my friends, having a good time, getting ready to eat, and in the room comes this huge, luscious, heaving rack of ribs. And my mouth is watering, but I have to resist. The smell, it's enticing. But I have to resist. And I go home alone to my vegetables. My beautiful broccoli. My sweet peas who have always been there for me. And our relationship is stronger. When you become a vegetarian, it's like converting to a new religion. There's a lot of things you have to learn. You have to learn the ropes, what to do, what not to do. You have to read the good book, the cookbooks. And then there's terminology. When I was becoming a vegetarian in middle school, I told one of my friends, and she responded by telling me she was a pescatarian. And I was so confused. Why was she telling me about her religion when I was telling her what I wanted to eat? Well, as it turns out, pescatarian is different than Presbyterian. One is a reformation of the Protestant church from the British Isles, thank you Wikipedia, and the other is a person that eats fish. Once you get through the terminology, then you start to face different challenges. There's challenges like dealing with people. You deal with the kind of people who try and make themselves feel more vegetarian. You're a vegetarian? I was a vegetarian for like a week. Or the classic. You're a vegetarian. My granddaughter's friend Janice is a vegetarian. Do you know Janice? And then you have the people who are absolutely ridiculous. They will swear up and down that they know what you believe in, but they have no idea. I once had someone tell me, you think of that, I'm actually 75% vegetarian, because 50% of what I eat is plants, right? And the other 50% is animals that eat plants. So they're like half vegetable. And then if you think about it, I actually care about the animals, because if we weren't eating them, they would overpopulate and die. And I care about the environment, because that would destroy the environment. And we're making a profit off of it, so I care about the economy. I care about the animals, the environment, faith can be tested, it can also be strengthened. I find strength in my supporters, people like my mother, who is an avid meat eater. But on the side of that big juicy steak, she'll cook some carrots for me. There's people like my best friend, who when I'm in a Skype call with him, he turns the camera around so I can't see him eating chicken. And then there's people like my grandmother, not that one, but I'm not sure she knows what a vegetarian is, but she still really wants to cook for me. Nicole, I made cake. Can you eat cake? Yes, Grandma, unless you put chicken in the cake, I can eat cake. Nicole, can you eat a hot dog? No, Grandma, not only is that meat, but it has the word dog in it. So whatever gives you strength, I say stick with it. And so for those of you in this room, the vegetarians especially, resist the temptation to quit. When your grandmother in her sweet voice offers you a hot dog, resist. When you are out with your friends and you see that juicy, succulent, red rack of ribs, resist. When you sign up for the conference and you see the vegetarian option and the chicken option looks a little bit, actually a lot better, resist. That's what I do. And at the end of the day, that's how I'm able to resist my fleshly desires. And by fleshly, I mean pork rinds.